Daksha versus Lord Shiva, right? So it so happened that there was a meeting of all demigods, sages and all that. So Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, everybody was there, and Daksha Prajapati, he was actually he was born from the thumb of Lord Brahma, and he was a very important person in the creation of all kinds of progeny, because like we were discussing last time that how there was a discussion like how chicken first or egg first, right? Chicken first or egg first? Huh? So chicken first, because it is said these Daksha Prajapati's daughters, he had 51 daughters. So these 51 daughters are married to different sages. Out of them, 13 were married to Kashyap Muni. And Kashyap Muni is the father of all living entities. He is the Pitamaha. From his daughters, all these living entities, they were born. Right? Like from his wives. Right? Kashyap Muni, like Kadru is the mother of all the birds. Snakes. And then Vinata is the mother of all the birds. So like that, all these living entities at one point of time are born to one of these ladies. And then Kashyap Muni was the father. Like that. Recently, I gave it to all these details to Rahul. He will make a chart. So which living entity, which species was born to who? All the chart I told you to make. Like that. So, see, he was a very important person, Daksha Prajapati. And Daksha Prajapati, when he entered, all the demigods, they got up in respect. But Lord Shiva, even though he was his son-in-law, he didn't get up. Because of this, Daksha Prajapati became very upset. And there was a slamming match between the parties of Lord Shiva and Daksha Prajapati. And Daksha Prajapati cursed to Lord Shiva that from now onwards you will not get the share in when the people perform fire sacrifices. Right? All these Indra, Chandra, all these demigods and all, they get shares when the people perform sacrifices. Like that. So it is that is why in Kali Yuga, demigods' wives are very happy with the people. You know why? Because in previous ages, especially during the time of Maharaj Mandata and Maharaj Bharat, Shakuntala's son, they were so busy performing sacrifices. The demigods are always absent in the heavenly planets, in their houses, and they were always will come to the earthly planet to take the share. But in Kali Yuga, ladies in heavenly planets, they are very happy because the demigods, they don't come down only because nobody is performing yajna, and they don't have to come down to accept oblations and all that. So it is actually they subsist on the fire sacrifices performed by the people on this earthly planet for the, like so that they get their share and they get their enjoyment and all. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that it is very nice, that very happy that Lord Shiva was cursed not to take part in any fire sacrifices conducted by all these materialistic people on this earthly planet, because all these demigods, they are known as Sakama Bhaktas. They are known as Sakama Bhaktas. So they are devotees, at the same time they want to enjoy. They want materialistic tendencies are there. So it is said that somebody who wants to progress in spiritual life, one should avoid association of materialistic people. It is like poison. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was asked, who is a Vaishnava? Mahaprabhu replied, Asasanga Tyagi, a Vaishnava Acharya. One who gives up association of Asat. Asat. Asat means two kinds of people: materialistic women who want to enjoy, and the men who are attached to enjoying with women. These two are called Asatsanga. Of course, once Swaminarayan people they avoid women. They don't, if they are the sannyasis and all, when they are walking by, women should not come like that. So the once Srila Prabhupada was hosting the Swaminarayan sannyasis and all, they were this Yamuna Mataji and Malati Mataji, they were actually there serving like that. So they were hesitating. Then Srila Prabhupada said, these Matajis, even sannyasis will get purified if they associate with them. So like that. So we don't discriminate against devotee women. We don't say they're like poison and all that. But yes, those who are actually attached to middle sense identification, we should avoid. So, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that Lord Shiva is very happy that he was cursed, so that he can avoid associating with all these Indra, Chandra and all. Yeah? He can mind his own business, chanting Hare Krishna all the time. Right? So, like everything has a silver lining. We should see, what is. If anything bad happens, also we should see what is good in that for us. Right? So, like that, both the parties, they cursed each other, like that, and then the Lord Shiva left. So later on, when Lord Brahma appointed Daksha, the chief of all Prajapatis, the progenitors of population, Daksha became very puffed up. So this is the main cause for all this story, this pastime. So the reason why, because Prajapati Daksha, because he was appointed as Prajapati, the leader of all progenitors. That's why he is known as Prajapati Daksha. Right? Another meaning of word Daksha is
Expert.
expert. Expert in what?
Procreate.
Yeah, procreation. Expert in creating children. Initially he created 10,000 children, sons. Then Narad Muni made them Hare Krishnas. Then again he made 1,000 children, 1,000 sons. Again he made them Hare Krishnas. Then he said, okay, this time I will not produce any sons.
No.
Because Narad Muni, if I will produce girls only, so that Narad Muni will not come to us, because he was a Nastik Brahmachari. He will not come and preach to our girls. So that's why he produced 51 children, 51 girls, like that.
That is why Prajapati.
Yeah, like that. So meanwhile, Daksha Prajapati began a sacrifice named Vajpaya, and he became excessively confident of his support by Lord Brahma. He then performed another great sacrifice named Brahaspati Sava. So all these things are there. So when the sacrifice is being performed, he invited all the demigods, sages, everybody. Then along with their wives, they had joined the sacrifice, like that. So this when they were invited for attending the fire sacrifice, all the wives of the demigods and the Brahmarshis, they all decorated themselves very nicely with nice ornaments. They were wearing very nice expensive silk sarees. All this decked up very nicely. Right? So they were all going in the Akash Vimana, in the airplanes. Right? So their So the Sati, she was in Kailash Parvat. So they were all crossing through Kailash Parvat. And there was a huge excitement and so many vimanas are going. some Brahmarshis and all, they are just traveling like that, in the sky. It's a great, it must be a great spectacle, Right?
Unmanned aeroplane.
Unmanned, yeah. Unmanned aeroplanes. Not like our aeroplanes, You get jet lag and it is 1 hour, 2 hours flight, no problem. But if you are going to America and all, your body is completely finished. Right? But it's not like that. There is that Pushpak Viman. It's made of flowers and it travels with the help of the mind. Right? So, how many, it is Akshaya, like how many number of people you take them in? Right? So, one more seat is left.
Great.
Right?
No check-in.
Yeah, no check-in. Like when Lord Ramchandra won the battle, actually that Pushpak Viman belonged to Kuvera. Right? That Ravanasura is the cousin of Kuvera. So he defeated him and he took the Pushpak Viman to Sri Lanka. Right? So when Ramchandra won, then all of Bharat Maharaj put a condition that exactly at the end of 14 years I should be able to see you. Otherwise, 1 minute also passes, 1 kshan also, I will give up my life. So there was a very short time, then Lord Ramchandra requested Vibhishan, please give me your Pushpak Viman because I have to reach very fast. Then
Charter.
yeah, chartered flight. So not only he, there are all the monkeys who have helped Vibhishan Maharaj, all of them, Ram, Lakshman, Sita, all of them, they entered the Pushpak Viman. Then Sugriva, Hanuman, everybody, and all the monkeys who have helped Ramchandra, they all got into Pushpak Viman. And they were going across the sky.
Unpressurized.
Like that. So, not only that, even Upadeva Vara, means Gandharvas, Kinnaras, they were also invited. But Lord Shiva was not invited. So Sati was seeing all these things, all of them decorated themselves very nicely and they were going. So naturally, right? Actually, why Matajis they want to purchase very expensive jewelry and all, right? घर में पहन के बैठा तो क्या फायदा? So when marriages happen, so they have to wear them and say the other lady should ask where from you purchased? Huh? Yeah, kidhar se laya. And then there should be some story, how I pestered my husband because refusing to purchase, and then how I blackmailed him, like that. So उसमें ही मजा है ना. So Sati was feeling very bad that all these ladies, they were going and decorated very nicely, very nice sarees and ornamented themselves, and they were going. I am not able to go. So that's why she approached Lord Shiva and she said, Lord Shiva, your father-in-law is now executing great sacrifices, and all the demigods, having been invited by him, are going there. If you desire, we may also go. So here she was addressing not my father. She is saying your father-in-law. Because she knew that there was a tension between Lord Shiva and Daksha, her father. So that's why she is mentioning your father-in-law. Now you must forget whatever happened. You must forget, like that. She is saying, all my sisters, they have gone to the fire sacrifices with their husbands and to see their relatives. I also desire to decorate myself with ornaments given to me by my father and go there with you to participate in that assembly. Right? So this is the reason, like Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, it is the woman's nature to decorate herself with ornaments and nice dresses and accompany her husband to social functions, meet friends and relatives. Right? So we should not actually, those devotees who have become devotees, they should not think, now I become a devotee. I expect my wife not to demand, nice sarees and nice ornaments and all. Right? Don't think like that. So it is the nature of a woman to decorate herself nicely, and if she doesn't decorate nicely, it's not proper also. Woman means she should decorate nicely and wear nice sarees and attending, like that. So Prabhupada writes, Stri means expansion. Right? Stri means expansion. Like like Prabhupada writes, initially there is only man, and he gets married, and there is woman. So Stri comes. Stri means expansion. Then there is house. Then there are ornaments. There is cars. All this, they expand. So without all these things, you cannot. There is no family life. Right? There is no family life. So one has to be. So this is the reason. Sati wanted to go because she wanted to decorate herself very nicely and meet her sisters and all. My sisters, my mother's sisters and their husbands and other affectionate relatives must be assembled there. So if I go, I shall be able to see them. And I shall be able to see the flapping flags and the performance of the sacrifice with the great sages. For these reasons, my dear husband, I am very much anxious to go. Then now, whatever the verse I have read is coming, that many people, they say this, they give this reason. Right? Sometimes we say, why are you doing like this? Many people they say, what to do, Prabhu? I am very fallen. Right? Or sometimes say, what to do, Prabhu? This is Kali Yuga. Right? Blame it on Kali Yuga. Anything we do, we can't do something properly. I can't attend Mangalarati. I can't attend Guru Puja. If you ask why you are not attending, what to do, Prabhu? This is Kali Yuga. Right? Kali Yuga. Blame it on Kali Yuga for everything. Like that. Sometimes we say like, oh, I am a woman. Like that. Others say I am not qualified. I am a Sudra. So, just see Sati Devi, wife of Lord Shiva, the topmost Vaishnava, how she is talking. Actually, whatever these material relationships, all mother, father, brother, sisters, and husband and all, it's actually Maya. It's Maya. She is saying, and you are actually Abhava, you are actually above all these things. You are beyond three modes of nature, because whatever we see, it is a combination of three modes of nature. Whatever we see. So whatever now you are actually above these three modes of nature. Above these three modes of nature. So you are not affected by all these things. But what to do? I am a poor woman. I am a poor woman. I am not beyond three modes of nature. I am very attached to my sisters and brother-in-laws and my father and all. So please let me go. Okay? So she is the wife of Lord Shiva. She was talking like that. No, I am actually. And I am a poor woman. And as you know, I am not conversant with the truth. Therefore, I wish to see my birthplace once more. Right? So it is Yasyatma Buddhi Kudapetri Dhatuke. Sadi Kalatradishu Bhomai Jadi. Yatirtha Buddhi Salilena Karhichit. Janeshu Abhijneshu Sayeva Gokhara. So Yasyatma Buddhi Kudapetri Dhatuke. One who is identifying oneself with this body which is made of these three dhatus. Yasyatma Buddhi Kudapetri Dhatuke. Okay? Sadi Kalatradishu Bhoma Ijjati. One who thinks that this this is my wife and this is my children. Sadi Kalatradishu. Okay? And Bhoma Ijjati. One who thinks that the birthplace, that I have, the place where I have taken birth is a worshipable. जननी जन्मभूमिश्च सर्गादपि गरीयसी, ऐसा बोलते हैं ना, जननी जन्मभूमिश्च, the place where we have taken birth, जननी जन्म सर्गादपि is more than Swarga, heaven. Like Srila Prabhupada was distributing books in Jhansi, then one gentleman, he asked Srila Prabhupada, he was, easy journey to other planets, that book he was distributing. So, Swamiji, after going there, can we come back to Jhansi? Srila Prabhupada said, if you go there, after that, you don't have to come back. No, then. Right? Srila Prabhupada always ridiculed that Yuri Gagarin, right, the first man to go into the space, right? He was actually looking where is Moscow. Right? You can go there. Srila Prabhupada gave this example. Like, all these vultures, they travel, they fly very high. But what they are looking for?
Dead bodies.
Dead bodies. Like that. So, Bhoma Ijjati, those who think that this, the place of birth I have taken is worshipable. Sadi Kalatra, Yatirtha Buddhi, Sallene Karihichit. Those who go to Tirtha Yatras just to take bath in Ganges without having desire to hear from the lips of a pure devotee, they are called Saiva Gokhara. They are equal to cow and ass. Right? So here Prabhupada is writing in the purport, Yoshit means the one who is meant to be enjoyed. One who is meant to be enjoyed. So, in general, women are not interested in spiritual life. Even if they, be careful, like even if they are interested after the fulfillment of the perfection of the path, they will again want that. Please, if you hear this again and again, you may avoid this trouble. Like, if you see in the histories of in the Bhagavatam, right? Like Devahuti, she was married to great sage, Kardan Muni, right? So after everything is over, so finally what she wanted, she served him very nicely. She is the Rajkumari. She is not this Rajkumari. Only real Rajkumari. She's so beautiful. She's so beautiful that one day she was playing ball on the terrace, and some demigod, he was traveling in the aeroplane. Simply by hearing the tinkling sound of her ankle bells, he fell down from the airplane. She was so beautiful. During the marriage ceremony, Agni when they were doing, fairy. So she is so beautiful. Agni became attracted to Devahuti that he forgot to accept the oblations. Like she was so beautiful. Then she served him, so nicely, and then she became completely very thin and pale, and her hair became jata, jata, all that stuff. Right? So Kardamuni, he performed 10,000 years sacrifice, tapasya, and he had darshan of Lord Vishnu. Right? Such a great soul. So Devahuti, when the Lord, the Kardamuni became very satisfied with his wife, then he is capable of giving anything to her. Anything to her. Then he said, my dear Devahuti, you are actually princess, and then for me, you have done so much, you have sacrificed your self-interest. I am very satisfied with you. what do you want? What do you want? Please ask any benediction, I will give you. Right? So she could ask, please give me, send me to Vaikuntha, Goloknanda, please give me pure devotion service. Right? After doing all this tapasya, which she has given up, sense enjoyment, then she said, no, I want son, I want daughter. Right? So this is a trick, After doing all devotional service, Krishna comes and asks, what do you want, I didn't enjoy, I was brahmachari, so please arrange some beautiful girl. Then finish, Right? So, this is a beauty of Srila Prabhupada book. That's why Prabhupada again and again condemns this material sense enjoyment. Again and again. Because we have that propensity to enjoy. So we should be very, very careful what you ask when you meet Krishna. If you train yourself, yes, I want to go back to Golok Vrindavan, then you can actually ask, But if you something is in your mind, then you are cultivating that thoughts throughout your life, and then when Krishna comes, what do you want? I didn't enjoy. Please make some arrangement, right? So same Kardama Muni, after 10,000 years tapasya, when Lord Vishnu, he says he is offering prayers to the Lord. Then he says, those who are like animals, they ask for material benedictions. Then in the next verse he writes, please arrange a very beautiful wife for me. So Prabhupada was amazed. Just see, in the previous verse, he was condemning this mental sense enjoyment, and those who are like animals, they ask for it. And in this verse, he is asking for a beautiful wife. Beautiful wife. Then Prabhupada writes, it shows that not everyone is immediately ready, eligible to go back to the world. Prabhupada writes. So like that. But if you hear again and again from Prabhupada then how this mental sense enjoyment is bad, you reject in your mind, then you can ask Krishna, please take me out of this. Right? And that's why, of course, then in the purport Srila Prabhupada writes, even if you have to ask something, you ask from Krishna. You just imagine, if he had, like Prabhupada writes, that if he wanted to marry and he was searching for some girl on his own, he would have married some daughter of some Brahmarshi or somebody. Because he went and asked Krishna, please, do some match fixing. Then Krishna fixed such a nice girl, the most beautiful woman in the world. So that way, in one way, of course, if you are not ready, then if you have any material desires, better to ask Krishna. But best thing is like that. So this Yoshit, Yoshit means one who wants to be enjoyed. Right? So those who are Yoshit Krida Mrugeshu. Yoshit Krida Mrugeshu means one who is very attached to women. Those who are just like play things in the hands of a woman, dolls. They will never make spiritual advancement. Right? Prabhupada writes, in spiritual advancement, association with Yoshit is always restricted, because if one is like a play doll in the hands of Yoshit, then all his spiritual advancement is at once stopped. It is said, those who are just like playthings in the hands of a woman, Yoshit Krida Mrugeshu, cannot make any advancement in spiritual realization. Right? Pashya Prayanti Abhavanya Yoshito Api Alankrita Kanta Sakha Varuta Saha Yasham Rajabdivihi